I think the journey began with you.
18 years ago now, when I realized that Hillsong has a college, I was like, ooh, I'd like to further my knowledge in worship. I wanted to come first as a visitor. I didn't get my visa. I applied again. There was nothing happening. In the process, I sort of gave up. I went on with life, but when Steve and I met, we both had that passion for worship, and I told him about Hillsong. He said, yeah, I'd like to go with you. And for me, that was a confirmation from God.
We had actually gone through a dry patch because I left work in a different country to come home.
My brother and his wife called and they were like, oh, we know you've left work, so we'll just be sending you something. It used to be our rent exact. Other friends would come visiting and they bring 3 months worth of groceries. We had the application. After we had filled it, we lay our hands on the laptop. They said it'll take 15 working days for the visa to come through. We were excited. Our bags are literally at the door. Everything till that moment has been a tick, a green light. And so we called the Australian High Commission and we asked them, and they were like, who told you it takes 15 working days? It'll take 3 months for you guys to get your visa. I know this road all too well. But I kept on saying, we have come so far. We have sold off everything. Father, we have waited in faith. I had a dream that I was being interviewed for TV. So this is, yeah. And my husband was seated next to me and I kept on saying, it's been so long for me to come here. That for me was hope that God had placed this desire in my heart and that He will bring it to fruition. However long it'll take, it'll still come to pass that I will be at Hillsong at some point and I'll be with my husband. I remember the day Steve comes in and he does a jig and he gives me his phone. We got our visas. We had like a 30-minute praise and worship session. We had a prayer group on WhatsApp and I told them, the day you get a message from me and it's just that little lady dancing, we have gotten our visas. And that night, I just sent that. This is finally happening. I kept on telling Steve, yes, we're in Australia. But I'm like, for me, I think it'll just be when I see that Hillsong sign. We sent the pictures back to our friends and family at home. We're like, we made it, we made it.
His grace doesn't take you to a place where He can't keep you.
It took 18 years for me to be part of this. It doesn't matter. He will still bring the dreams that He put in our hearts to fruition.